as we get set to launch week 6. Carolina deferred, and Gano earns the touchback. LeGarrette Blount has posted good numbers, almost 6 yards a carry. He's the running back, and he's going to get the carry, and he's not going very far. They look like the first round pick they took a couple years ago, and they throw it complete across the 30 to Torrey Smith for a gain of 6. This season, this young season on third down. Best quarterback rating in the league on this down. And he completes it. Aguilar, we just told you, has stepped up big time this season, and he takes it all the way to the Carolina 46, gain of 24. And again in a hurry to the line and the handoff. Blount up the middle, and he barrels for 11. Dragged Shaq Thompson with him. On the defense, first down, play action, Wentz, and Peppers got to him. Ball is scooped up by Short. And he's able to rumble out.
Watch Peppers get out wide. He's going against the backup right tackle, Vaitai. They're missing Lane Johnson, and you see right there how important it is to have that solidified on the right side, and that looks like a fumble, Jim.
Panthers take over at their own 47. Stack receivers to the left and run it up the middle. And Jonathan Stewart, a player in the league in his 16th year. Here's the 2nd and 9, and it's dropped. Stewart was not going to get much yardage out of that anyway, but he's been prominent in the passing game. And down the middle of the field, ball's tipped. Pass was intended for Benjamin, and
4-3 linebackers.
Pilardi to punt. Second year out of Tennessee. Barner back deep. And fair caught at the 15. Sayamalu is also in there on that offensive front. And Wentz is going to, try to connect with Aguilar on the slant. And 10. Pocket sealed. Wentz back to Aguilar. And he's dropped after a gain of 7. Yeah, coming from you and your back issues. 3rd and 3. Wentz stays in the pocket. And he's able to zing it in there to Trey Burton. Fakes to Blount. Here they come. And Bradbury gets to him. Dropped him for a loss of 7. 2nd and 17. Now he's going to keep it. And he's got a huge gain for 21, but a flag is out. And they're going to call the penalty on Jeffrey.
Illegal block in the back. Number 17, offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
At the top. Burton moving over to the H-back position on the right side. Wentz on the run. He's got Johnson. Once again, they move it to the other side of the field. At the Panthers 49, and Blount breaks an arm tackle. And now zigs to the left. And then steps out of bounds. 3 carries already, 24 yards. From the 35. They go back to him, and again, he's tough to bring down with just one body. 2nd and 9, and they go ground. Barner has it. 3rd and 6. Wentz. Incomplete. He was going to Aguilar. 1-yard winner against the New York Giants earlier this season. Snap a little wide, but well done getting it down, and Elliott delivers it. Only 3 points on the board as Elliott angles that and out to the 25. 2 big ones, too, for over 50 yards. Keep an eye on him tonight. He's got Malcolm Jenkins going to keep an eye on him. Newton thought about launching it, now takes off and slides wisely at about the 30. Dislocated ankle. 2nd and 5. And a set-up screen. McCaffrey has the first down near the 40.
Because McCaffrey, they were all worried about his motion.
Yeah, they move him out of motion and they fling it over to him. Try to set up blockers in front, but the Eagles are on it. No gain.
Quarterback's hands and let these playmakers do it for him.
2nd and 10. Newton, middle of the field, and it's tipped away, and a flag out.
Pass interference. Number 24, defense. Automatic. First down.
In the round, Samuel, the rookie, out of Ohio State. Injury issues with a hamstring and an ankle that slow down his start. Newton, he's got Dixon. Ozzie Whitaker comes into the backfield. And he takes the toss. Tries to deliver a straight arm on Bradham, and it's a loss of about 3.
He does that because he sees a blitz, and so he wants these guys to protect that are next to him.
Here they come. They're bringing almost everybody. Newton is able to take the one-on-one advantage. 3rd and 2. Goes to the ground. Stewart stopped. Right at the line.
Formation. Number 75 failed to report, was uncovered. Penalty will be declined. 4th down.
Well, kick. Towering kick is good. Pair of field goals. One from each side here in the opening quarter. And that one caught the upright. Firing on 1st down. And that's Jeffrey.
Call the game, the formations. Right now, Philly looks more explosive.
Wentz, he got hit when he threw it. Shaq Thompson. Wentz has been knocked down 3 times, sacked twice. 2nd and 10. Up the gut, they try to... Wentz has to hurry the pass, and it was out of reach for Jeffrey. Kuechly this time came crashing in.
Well, they do a great job in Carolina, and I tell you, Kuechly was a missile on that one.
After the play was over, personal foul, necessary roughness, number 29. Offense, 15-yard penalty, 4th down.
They'll have a chance. Not much of a chance. And another flag's out.
Ineligible player downfield, number 88. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 4th down.
Picked up their phone and started a Google search on Rick Lovato.
Well, you know, these football players are mini celebrities now.
Oh, McCaffrey able to retrieve it. Carried the football so far. A couple of catches of the short variety. 1st and 10 pitch to Stewart. Hannigan, they're going to be backed up. Oh, they lost 6 yards with that play. Newton's pass complete to Benjamin. Gives them another exciting figure on 3rd down passing situations and others as well. 3rd down play, and it is stopped by Mills.
The pressure the D-line of the Eagles are bringing.
A D-line that welcomed the return of Fletcher Cox. Oh, the ball's on the ground and smartly smothered by Robinson. Could be pretty much I've seen that a few times in practice and all. It's 1st down out to about the 14. Wentz, slant too high. And that was headed in the direction of Torrey Smith.
Changing the play, changing the protect. They're going to come after him.
And they get to him. As Wentz holds the football.
For Sean McDermott, and he's blitzing more, and you see that right there, and it's showing up.
Here's Donnie Jones. McCaffrey this time fields it smartly and takes off. Secures it with 2 hands to the Eagles' 42. Fake to Stewart. Complete to Dixon. His 2nd catch.
This Philly, he's going to have to throw under duress and be accurate. So far, he has.
Handoff. Nowhere.
And Cam now wants to throw the football and protect himself.
On 2nd and 10. Open. Caught. It is now 8th consecutive pass.
Continuing his streak for the last 2 weeks.
Keeps the football. Takes off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Zone read possibility that turns into an option. Look at this. Nope, I'm going to keep it, pitch it, nope, and then let me give a little oop. Right there, see that? Oh, I got you. He's not afraid to celebrate it afterward.
No. Alone. It's just a 4-play drive that covered the 43 yards. 3 pass completions, and then Newton does it with his legs.
Production in the red zone.
Well, they've had 3 rush touchdowns as a team. He's got all 3 of them. And there's the give to Barner. Yeah, you actually had 5.
Those young ones.
2nd and 10. And again.
Go seek up or?
That's pretty good. He was doing what you've been doing from the booth this year. Here's 3rd and 11. Did it hit the ground? They say it's a catch. Jeffrey.
Line, you look and snap it.
Gain of 14, and they get it off in time before the Panthers are able to get a challenge flag out. 2nd and 5. Looking for another option. Shovel pass out of desperation, and Barner could not hold on.
Let's see if he comes right here. Thomas Davis.
He is. He's picked up for a moment, but he influenced that pass.
Carolina doing a good job with the matchups.
Donnie Jones. McCaffrey, fair catch signal. Secured at the 9. And he has the game's only touchdown. And again, the backs are backing up.
Who's doing great so far. Cam's just got to keep playing the same way he's done for 2 weeks. It's the only way to beat this defense.
Jernigan was hurt on that last play. Newton got rid of it from the goal line. And McCaffrey down so far. Funches at the top has not been targeted. Oh, he's hit when he throws it, and he's picked off. He is intercepted by Douglas, the rookie.
Watch right here. You're going to see him push the great Turner right into Cam's arm, and Cam doesn't even feel it.
Up the middle he goes. To the 6.
Unbalanced line, Jim. You got a tight end here, and he brought the tackle over.
2nd and 4. It's Blood. Shoved back by Shaq Thompson. Blunt. Boy, so hard to stop. It looked like they had him a yard short, but
The ball, there's a good chance the ball's going there. Or it's a bootleg to make him think.
it's a sneak, and Wentz dives ahead. Blunt, nowhere to go. Looking to throw this time. Wentz, challenge, takes off. On this Eagles offense, it spreads it out now on 3rd and goal. Wentz, across the middle, and it's Ertz for the touchdown.
Wonderful job. You're going to see Ertz go right to the back there, but you see how everyone clears out? You know, there's a whole bunch of people in there, and they get 4 receivers on one side, and it's like, let's run you up, you out, you in, and let's have Ertz be in the back of the end zone, Frank Reich and Doug Peterson.
Extra point is good. Set up by Fletcher Cox. Ertz. Short boot. Nice run by Shepard for a moment.
Talked about a little bit.
Offside. Number 52, the kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be added at the end of the run. First down.
This group is not someone you want to go against each week.
Dump off pass, McCaffrey. And he races out on the same NFL weekend. just days apart, 25 years after his father had scored his first touchdown. Ed McCaffrey. Back, Tony, let's watch you run this 2-minute drill with the Panthers.
Well, he's going to throw an out route, and you're going to have Kelvin Benjamin on the sideline, and that's what they love to do to start it. He's going to look at that out cut again to Benjamin if it's there.
2nd and 1, pressure again.
This isn't a guarantee if this is a run to get this.
To Cam Keep, trying to get the edge, and he dives for it. As we approach a minute. Back to McCaffrey. 2 Eagles in the area, make it 3. Second and 4. 1 deep ball, and over the head of Benjamin. That was combustible.
Okay, that's a big blow to Carolina if he doesn't come back.
3rd and 4. Funchess.
Well, you're going to see it on the sideline. Funchess, big target. That out cut.
Ooh, that toe is good. I think he's in.
I think he's in too.
So they've called for a booth review. And so
Reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a catch.
And get out of bounds.
from behind and in front of him, they wallop Newton back at the 46.
If you get that out route, you take it.
2nd and 17. Trying to get to that sideline. Great effort to get there, but they don't give it to him.
Side cut to the weak side right there.
Newton's pass sails out of bounds with 5 seconds. Middle of the field, knocked down by Corey Graham to end the half. Returnable. And Shepard only gets to the 21. Panthers show I formation. I tell you, this is amazing what's happened so far to the backs in this game. Can't get anything.
This formation is used all the time. They get chips on the edges of these DNs.
2nd and 12. That gives Newton the time, and it goes through the hands of Funchess.
So you see right there, those chips on the edges. Maybe a screen or something here. I don't love dropping back against this front four. It's going to be tough.
Coming over to Stewart. He did not hold on. Was that ball picked? Did it hit the ground? It's Robinson with the football.
It looked like it. We'll see right here. And that ball goes right through Stewart's hands.
Once he tapped it up in the air. Mayo is the middle linebacker. Kuechly is not in the game. Ball's tipped up in the air by Shaq Thompson and then batted down alongside Wentz. On 2nd and 10. To the end zone, and it's pulled down for the touchdown, the 2nd of the night for Ertz.
And in the pocket, look to the left, yep, move the safety, and then fire this post throw to the great Zach Ertz. And look at him left, and you see he gets right up on Adams. And that ball is just high, so only your guy can go up and get it.
Legal formation, number 98 was covering the center. The 5-yard penalty to be added at the kickoff. Try is good. To go for 2 points. The ball be placed on the 1-yard line.
Only move it to the 1. They're going for 2 at 16-10. Wentz hands it off to Blunt, straight ahead, and he's in for the 2.
That tells you you think those guys are good enough to go do it.
Kick down to the 1. Samuel stumbles, regains his balance, and gets out near the 35. And there was probably no doubt his last 2 passes were dropped. One by Funchess and the one by Stewart led to the pick. That one's dropped 3 in a row. My goodness.
A handoff, run the zone read option either way.
Takes the handoff and goes deep. Goes deep, and he's intercepted for the 3rd time with a flag out. That's McLeod with the football.
Number 31 defense, automatic. First down.
After a 40-yard penalty. Has to step up quickly. Had no chance staying in the pocket. Takes a hard-earned 9.
That is.
Here's a 2nd and 1. Cam open. It's Dixon to the 5, and Newton did a good job. The 5.
As you know, you got to watch Cam Newton running the ball here, Jim.
He's already done it tonight for the score. To the end zone and batted away by Douglas.
But they're not.
2nd and goal. This time, he's got a chance to scan, and it's incomplete. McCaffrey, tackled by Bradham. Gano from 20. An old extra point, and it's good. 1 kick return for a touchdown so far this season.
Boy, I'm glad you came up with
Wait till you see this goal.
I was about to say, it's coming right here.
No. And yet we've got a message. Keep pounding. 1st and 10 carry. It is Blunt into the secondary. Will never be forgotten around here as Wentz's pass is batted down. What do you remember about Sam Mills? 2nd and 10 from the 43. Wentz stands in the pocket, delivers it. That's Hollins out of the University of North Carolina for the Eagles. Handoff. And running the corner is Barner for about 6. And last week he was big in the special teams in the return game. Blunt. Adams down low.
At the same time,
Wentz rolls away from it. In trouble. Nearly got there. In the first half, in the first quarter. This from 48. And it's good. What a find. Back-to-back 300-yard passing performances. It just hasn't had that same kind of time tonight to operate to this point. It's also been let down by some basic running play, but the same result backing up Stewart.
D-end and that D-end are really wide, and they're contained players. They force everything back inside.
2nd and 12. There's Stewart's longest carry of the night, goes for 3. A couple of kids out of the Boys and Girls Club there. Here's the 3rd and 9. Underneath. Dixon, and what a hit. That was Bradham who got injured from a yard short, but there was actually a holding call on the play on Trey Turner, the right guard for the Panthers. That penalty was declined.
By Cam getting the ball out to give it on a check down to almost get it.
Fair catch. With 1 foot out of bounds. From the gun, empty backfield. Tough catch with a low.
Always stand there. They're pressuring again.
Here they come. Shaq Thompson was blitzing, and Wentz just unloaded it toward Ertz. 3rd and 10 at their own 17. Good time here. Down the field and knocked away from Jeffrey. That was Bradbury. Donnie Jones. And McCaffrey lets it go out of bounds at the 34. Andy Reid, of course, has had a lot of influence on both of these coaches in this game. There's McCaffrey in traffic for 3. 2nd and 8. It's a Cam keep with open room. And a 1st down.
And all the linemen on that side of the field this time. And you're getting that bootleg, play action.
Up the middle. Tough throw and catch. Benjamin snags it. He's down at the 29. Carolina has not had a 20-yard play on the night. That last play, 19, was their longest, as Newton was hit when he threw it in the direction of Funchess. 2nd and 10. Run a little option. And brought down by Chris Long.
And protects down Jenkins. He's going to have a tough time. See if he sent the tackle there. Good job.
Pick him up. And that pass in the hands of McLeod. And the official, the ruling on the field is incomplete.
Ruling on the field is incomplete pass.
2 for 2 on the night. 46 yards. Good on all three now. By the way, Doug Peterson was not in that shot.
Andy
brought him.
Stumped.
That's what it was. Could you have named all those guys?
Oh yeah, I had it down. I had it down.
I noticed that telestrator is going to be very handy. So Andy Reid, you've done well. Set up a lot of guys. Here is a handoff to Barner. And he is tackled with aggression by Mayo and others.
We're going to do it again.
And they're on him. Somehow he wiggles out of it. Look at Wentz. I'll tell you, had Johnson thrown a block, he could have gone for another 10.
Number 61 offense. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
And in 25, back at the 9. Sets up screen. Little running room out to the 18 for Barner. It's a 3rd and 16. Eagles up the middle, and it's caught for the first. Going down the field to Jeffrey. In stride and out of bounds near the 20s. Picks up 37. I can't imagine there's anything disputable there. It's over to Aguilar and unable to spin away. Low snap. Wentz fields it. Hits his target. Taken off as Aguilar. Look at that burst for the touchdown.
You're going to see a blitz by these two. He's got the running back here, and right up top, they finally get a matchup they love. Shaq Thompson can't guard. If you don't make them pay, they'll keep doing it.
Extra point by Elliott. Did. Little baseball play.
Their celebration?
16 lead. As McCaffrey. Again, only 4. -7 yards. 2nd and 6. Benjamin. Stepping aside. Season they were the NFC champions and headed to Super Bowl 50. Immediate hit on Shepard. 2nd and 7. And loses a yard. Kendricks.
3rd and long. He's going to have to stand in here, probably take a hit, but try and deliver it.
On 3rd and 8. He delivers it all right. That's Bunches. They needed that play, down 12. Extend the drive. 1st down from the 36. Plenty of time, maybe the most he's had all night. Try to run it here to the short side to Stewart. And he cuts back to the middle. And 8. Cam. Oh, he found a seam. He keeps the drive going.
It's there's a little bit of intent there as well.
New set of downs at the 23. And he's going to the tight end, Dixon. And one of the best in the league.
Oh, they're coming. He got a shot down the middle of the field.
And he just tried to unload it instead toward McCaffrey. Oh, I don't think they got the snap away in time. Oh, and they still clobber the quarterback.
That's going to be a penalty, yep.
That's the rookie Barnett, their 1st-round pick out of Tennessee.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Delay of game, offense. By rule, that penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, that penalty will be accepted. Half distance to the goal, 1st down.
Artis Payne is in the game. They stack the backfield. And they go with McCaffrey, who's ridden down by Walker. Again. They're coming after him, and he's taken off. He's flying! Did he sail over the pylon? They're going to say he was out.
Carolina is challenging the ruling on the field as the runner was short of the goal line.
You're going to see him get up here. I don't know that you can change this call.
At what point do you see him out of bounds? Does anything touch before? See the ball. He's not touching the ground.
Is his left foot? If we can see if his left foot's touching right at the end.
But is the ball at that point
Look at his left
already
foot,
over the pylon?
right when it touches. Left hand and left foot are the two things that are going to touch us.
Reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Being short of the goal line. Carolina will be charged with timeout. That is out.
Good chance that Cam runs this ball right here.
He's going to throw it to McCaffrey for the touchdown.
Cam Newton, look at this. They have goal line defense in because they're not going to let Cam Newton run. Goal line, and Carolina spreads you out and just throws it to it's a flat route to a running back on a pick play.
And McCaffrey has his second career touchdown. Extra point is good. Was the roughing the passer call on what took away a delay of game and would have had the Panthers at 3rd and 15. First down, it's Blunt. Great second effort for a gain of 6. Johnson. They like him. And this play whistle dead.
Full start, number 86 offense. 5-yard penalty remains, second down.
To Jeffrey, and he's tripped up by Adams. With 6 minutes to go, faces a big one. Wentz over the top and incomplete, and no flag.
And you have to throw this like in between ball.
McCaffrey is the returner. 54-yard punt, and he gets some of it back out to about the 24.
Run the ball, screen, anything here.
They rush 4. Pass. Caught. Sidestepping Robinson and splitting the defenders for 7.
One-on-one down here again. He has it again if he wants it.
Going to run it up the middle, and McCaffrey picks up the first.
Yep.
Having been down 12 here early in this quarter.
Out route.
Almost picked and then caught by Funchess. Whoa. Going for the deep ball. Flag is out as Funchess might have been held up at around the 40.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 32, defense. 5-yard penalty automatic, first down.
Oh, that pass got away from him.
Watch out and see if there's a corner blitz. Nope.
2nd and 10. Newton better watch out. He goes down back at the 40. 17. They're rushing 4. Cam to McCaffrey.
Now it goes to him. He's supposed to blitz now.
4th and 1. Pass caught by McCaffrey. They have the first.
Throw and catch.
Deep ball. Almost intercepted. Should have been by Douglas. Went right through his hands.
Side. He's going to have time.
2nd and 10.
Take your shot.
They protect him. He launches it. And McCaffrey. Here comes the blitz. Picked up, and it is intercepted this time by Mills.
No one back there in the middle of the field, so he doesn't know whether to go. Watch Benjamin. He bends to the middle, and Cam throws it up the seam. There's no safety to tell them a miscommunication.
Mills with this one. He had been flagged twice earlier for pass interference calls in this game, and then comes up with the pick. Blunt. Blunt. Great play that time by Thompson. Shaq Thompson. One.
You're going to get some sort of pressure, and you got to get the ball out.
Across the middle, and the pass gets away from him. Ertz was the target. End over end punt, not deep. Bounces at the 38. Cam's pass caught. Benjamin to the 2-minute warning. Pass almost intercepted, but incomplete.
Okay, here we go. They're going to block it up with these guys in the backfield. Try and give them time.
2nd and 10 down the middle. And that's a 9-yard pickup. Going to go up top instead. And that ball almost intercepted by Bradham.
No safety in the middle. They can throw it down the field if you want to be aggressive.
Here comes the blitz down the middle. And the Eagles say incomplete. And the officials agree. Home for a 3-game homestand. Mazda post-game shows coming up with interviews, analysis, and highlights. Well, the Panthers had their chances in the fourth quarter, Tony. The Philly defense stood up to them a couple of times.
They had 2 chances with the ball, Carolina, and that's all you can ask for. And, you know, you got to hang your hat on Philly, hang their hat on their defense, and they did it tonight. We talked about them before. They're a pretty special group.
There are the updated standings.